A critique I often get is that mindfulness will make the military soft, when in reality, it gives us our edge. It keeps us on the edge because it helps us live in the moment. Greatness happens in the moment. I'm Lieutenant Colonel Jannell MacAulay. I'm a pilot in the U.S. Air Force. I was also a squadron commander, and now I work for the Profession of Arms Center of Excellence, where I get to give back in a different way. Ever since I was a little girl, my dad would tell people I was going to grow up to be a submarine warfare commander or a fighter pilot. And this was the 1980s when those jobs weren't even open to women. And I think his initial intent was to inspire me to do or be anything I wanted, regardless of what society put barriers on. Being a pilot has been a fabulous career choice. I've been able to fly C-21 Learjets, I flew C-130, combat tactical airlifters, and I also flew the KC-10 tanker. I was passionate about flying, I was passionate about making a difference, and passionate about showing and demonstrating that there were no limits to what we can achieve just because of our gender. I was selected to be the Operations Support Squadron Commander here at Joint Base McGuire-Dix Lakehurst. All of a sudden, I found myself in this position where I was in charge of 400 people, and I felt this intense pressure to be the best pilot, the best mom, the best spouse that I could be, and the best leader. And that's a whole lot of pressure to put on yourself. I actually lost myself in the process. My path toward mindfulness and this idea of mental exercise actually came out of necessity. I found a real passion for yoga, a real passion for this idea of silence and solitude, of eating healthy whole foods and exercising and finding time for self-reflection. I personally found mindfulness and a focus on human performance, putting on our own oxygen mask, to be such a powerful force in my life that that was the way I wanted to lead. I started on my Air Force journey as a pilot. And it was extremely rewarding to give back and serve my nation. And now I get to give back in a different way. On your next exhale, relaxing through your shoulders. As an instructor for PACE, I travel around the Air Force teaching airmen and leaders about leadership, professionalism, and in particular mindfulness. I didn't want to jump in day one and say, hey, I'm a meditator and you all are going to be too, because I knew that wouldn't work. And so I just demonstrated those behaviors as a leader, and that's exactly where I started. I was present, I connected, I built trust. And that was my opportunity to share more with them and introduce them to the concept of mindfulness, the power of living more in the present and practicing that awareness so that when they were in an aircraft or they were an air traffic controller in a busy segment of our airspace, they would be able to handle the stress, make better decisions, and perform at higher levels. The results spoke for themselves. The unit was awarded the Air Mobility Command Operations Support Squadron of the Year for 2016, and we also earned the Airfield of the Year for the entire Air Force. I'm the first person in the Air Force to really talk openly about mindfulness, especially as a tool for leadership and for performance.
So the video is going to take you through anchoring on your breath. And the cool thing about our breath is it's free and it's always with us.
We need to slow down. And that's, interestingly enough, the more courageous choice. So this started as my individual journey. And I was lucky enough to get to lead an amazing squadron where I was able to share and impact the airmen there. And now I'm extremely fortunate to get to do this as part of my job. I do miss being a pilot. There are many times when you're up in the air and it's quiet and the air is smooth and the sun is rising, and there's nothing that can really replace those moments and those memories. But I do also feel like I've got more to give in a lot of different capacities, to impact others, to walk in their own purpose, and to find their authentic selves so they can reach those high levels of performance.